The gates of Fairmount Crest are opening, and we are sitting down and chatting with Daphnee Duplaix and Keith Robinson from CBS's Beyond the Gates, right here on More Please. Welcome, everyone. Now, you may know my guest from the hit soap opera Beyond the Gates. She plays the often cool and collected Nicole Dupree Richardson, and he plays Ted Richardson, who is just trying to keep it together. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Daphnee Duplaix and Keith Robinson. Hi, everybody.
Hey, good morning.
Or good afternoon or good evening, whenever everybody's watching this. Yeah.
You know what? At this point, it's all of them. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. First of all, congratulations on the success of Beyond the Gates. I have been a huge fan of it since day one. Was so happy to see that a brand new soap opera was coming out. I mean, 25 years after the last soap opera debuted. For you all, like, how does it feel to be a part of such? I feel like such a monumental moment in the soap genre.
Well, for me, obviously it's monumental for several reasons. Like you said, first soap in 25 years, first soap to have a Black family as the lead in 35 years. And even the soap that was Generations, it was a lead Black family and white family. This is a 1 hour that was also 30 minutes. So it's pretty amazing in that aspect. And then, having done soaps before, Keith, this is the first time he's been on soaps, being a day one, right? Starting something from scratch and something that could potentially and hopefully, be here for generations to come. Right.
Yeah.
Like, we know there are soaps that have been around for 60 plus years. And hopefully we get to do that. Obviously, we won't be around for that, I don't think.
You might be.
You never know. Longevity is key right now. But yeah, so, it's pretty awesome. And to have the backing of CBS and NAACP and Procter and Gamble, all of those, rallying behind us, they're pushing so hard, and that is unprecedented for a daytime soap. So
yeah. Keith, how about you?
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, she kind of summed it up. I mean, they kind of did the heavy lifting as far as getting established. I came in a little bit later, but I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to go to work. It's really like a family atmosphere. I've been doing this in front of the camera for a long time, and this is probably the closest knit group that I've ever got a chance to work with, and to do it every day is a blessing. And I'm just happy that it's successful and really finding its audience, and filling a void that we've really actually never seen. So to be a part of that, it's a nice little hit on the resume for sure.
Yeah. And both of you have very extensive resumes. I do have to say, Keith, I had a very delayed aha moment recently because it just dawned on me that you were Cece in Dreamgirls.
It just dawned on you?
It just dawned on me. Now, the whole time I was like, oh, okay. New Ted coming in. We're going to welcome him in with open arms. We got this. I'm just sitting here watching and did it. And then one day I was like,
hold up.
Not that being CC from Dreamgirls. This whole
time.
Yeah,
that's him. That's him.
That's him right there.
I'm surprised.
Go ahead.
I take that as a compliment if you couldn't recognize it. If you couldn't recognize CC.
I was like, how? And I love Dreamgirls. And I was like, how did I not know? And I'm like, all right, you know what? I have officially reached the age of my parents, who you see people and you're like, oh, that was him from the program. That was him.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
With such a extensive resume, and with our industry being like, it's highs and lows and ups and downs, how do you all like sustain yourselves during that time and keep encouraging yourselves to keep going in
who said we did? No.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
It's like, baby, we here on a wing and a prayer.
Exactly. Amen.
I mean, you're also in the industry. It is not for the faint of heart, that is for sure, because it is a roller coaster ride. And stay in it as long as we have. I want to say you might have started a couple of years before me, Keith, but I mean, I'm going 30 years in this business. And you know what? It wasn't until all of the press stuff for this show that I realized how long I've actually been doing it. Right. Like when people started posting clips of all of my old work, and I'm like, oh my God, I've grown up on television. I was a baby. So we love what we do. We love what we do, which is why we keep having that pavement. We keep getting beat up, but we stand back up and, keep throwing punches until something lands.
You definitely have to develop a thick skin, and really stay true to your routine and it's always good to be around other artists. Cause when I got to this job, I it was coming off of a strike and COVID and the whole, it was therapeutic to be around so many other artists in the same way. And so really it's just like it's not for the faint of heart, but you gotta, and you just kind of stick to your routine as best possible. And like you said, you gotta encourage yourself. And before you know it, you create a body of work.
Yeah. Is there a project that you all felt was like your big break? Like you got that booking, you got that gig, and you're like, all right, I'm on my way. This is it. I've been working hard for this one.
I'll let you go first, Keith.
I mean, well, I've had a couple ones. I mean, my first gig was I was a Power Ranger, so I figured I had never even experienced anything with television, and I was beating up aliens. I was a superhero, so I figured, well, this is very different. And I saw myself on TV, so I was like, well, maybe I did. Maybe I was right to move out to Los Angeles. Okay, and then Fat Albert, I thought would do it, but the big one was Dreamgirls, because that was the whole Academy Award winning film, and it created some momentum for sure. It kind of changed my first name, but even with that, as time goes, you have to continue to pedal and not get lulled to sleep, because this is a what have you done for me lately business. So you try to get a big pop, you try to create momentum off of it to get to the next stop, and then after that, you kind of get thrown back into the fray depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
And really, you have no control, right? You really don't.
Right. Right.
Whether it's the industry or whether it's the audiences.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the almost 30 years I've been in this business, I always was taking steps up. And then stagnant, nothing, like literally like 5 years, nothing. I'm like, how did I just book like 7 commercials and 4 recurrings and 3 guest stars and like nothing? So it's definitely not a forgiving business, that's for sure. And like you said, you're only as good as your last job. For me, it would be this one. Like, like I've done so much, but like I said, even with my last 2 soaps, I was like the C story. I was always the C story, right? And like now I'm the A story every single day.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
But the load, and people, I don't think people really realize the amount of work that we do. Like if you see my scripts over there, and they're not scripts, those are my sides for the next 2 weeks, and they're like this thick. So it's mentally exhausting, but it's also really fulfilling, right? I get to show up every day and do what I love, and thankfully we get to walk into a building right now where we honestly truly love everybody. Like I love everybody. I love walking into that building from in front of the camera, behind the camera. Like everybody just really makes it special. So
yeah, absolutely. Like I always say that there is not enough appreciation for actors who are in soaps. People don't realize, you don't have a week to get that episode together. You get 1 take, and if possible, 2. And that's usually just a pickup. They're like, oh, that first half was fine. We just gonna pick it up right here, and you just keep going.
And
and
so exactly.
and in your mind as an actor, you're like, wait, wait, I know I could do that part just a little bit like
A
Kim,
little
and
bit
they're like, no,
better,
we
right?
got it. And then,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
as you're still there contemplating, they're moving the camera to the next place, and you're like, but wait,
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess
You got to get it together real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Beyond the Gates, how has this show challenged you as an actor, if it has at all?
I mean, it's been, I mean, like Daphnee was saying, I mean, the amount of material is pretty daunting when you first see it. I mean, I think my first day I had like a 4-page monologue that kind of threw me in the deep end. Mm-hmm. So I think, yeah,
you did great. You did amazing.
Thank you so much. I think you have to really be able to get to the moments quicker, really understand what's going on. You got to be fully prepared before you get to the mark, because there's no time to really create. There's only time to really perform what the idea is and the what the character is asking for that day. So I think preparation is really key in soaps, because we're doing an episode a day, so it's got to be all the prep is before. You know what I mean? It's action. Like you said, you get one take for yourself. They got one take for them pretty much. May get a third take, doubt it. Right. And then you got to move on, and that take has to be believable. You have to be able to get to the emotion of the character, so there's no build up. Which in other stuff with movies, we might take a half a day to set a shot up. An episode is shot in 8 days. A sitcom is shot in 5 days. By the time we get to Friday, we just shot about 5 or 6, 7 episodes.
Yeah.
So I may be a lawyer after my stint on Beyond the Gates, because my memory is off the chain right now.
Right, without a doubt.
That muscle memory.
Yeah.
Daphnee, how about you? How is Beyond the Gates challenged you? Even though you're familiar with the soap world, you've been a part of it, but has this show challenged you in any way?
Like I said, having had done soaps in the past, I never had. Well, that's not true. I won't say that. I will remember my very first day on Passions, and I kid you not, because the way they shot was a little bit different than how we shoot, and I think every soap does it a little bit different. Like we shoot, they try to be as episode after episode, right? Like consecutive. Where Passions, it was, if they put up a set, say if it was my apartment, they're shooting everything in that apartment for 2 weeks, right? We get our scripts about 2 weeks in advance. Yes. So that's how Passions did it. So when I tell you I had 60 pages my first day, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. I'm like, yeah. And sure enough, that feeling of, great, moving on. And I was like, whoa, one take? Hold on. Like, okay, this is a different beast. So the only way it's challenged me more is the amount of material. Because we definitely, and like Keith said, there are monologues. It's like I feel like I'm doing a one-woman play sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I have to memorize it. And then, the day before, then I start remembering, oh yeah, there's people in between my lines, and then we get to work, and if we have time to rehearse, because people who are first up, you're rehearsing in the chair, like he's in the barber's chair and I'm in makeup, and we're running our lines that quick. Otherwise you have blocking, one tape, one rehearsal with blocking for cameras. It's really not for us, it's for them. And then moving on. So that would be, I would just say that's the most challenging, is the amount that I'm doing now.
Well, just so you all know, you all are doing an amazing job with it. We are thoroughly entertained. We are invested, and we have definitely been invested in the Ted and Nicole storyline. Keith, for you, in true soap fashion, you stepped in to the role of Ted. And congratulations on that. You've been doing an amazing job. For you, was it a little nerve-wracking for you to step into the role, and how did you prepare to kind of jump into this storyline that had already kind of been taking place?
I think it wasn't really nerve-wracking until after the first day, to be honest with you, because it happened so fast. I think they called me Thursday. I screen tested with Daphnee on Friday. On a Monday, I was on the mark. saying the line. So I didn't really have time to really look down, so to speak. So at first I was happy to be where I had been a minute because of the strike, like I said, and everything. So I was more gung-ho about getting there, getting on the mark, and getting comfortable and getting the job done. So I didn't really have a lot of time to but then as I got into the scripts and I started seeing them process the material, and I was like, wow. And then I didn't really know where the person who played the character before me stood in the story and how he stood with the fans. So that was more of a transition for me, because I never come into a character that had been established and then taking it over after he was on the bad side of the fans. So that was the most that was excuse me, a big adjustment. But everybody was so great and gracious and welcoming when I got there. So it made it a lot easier for me. So I think I would attest to my years of doing this a long time. It really helped me kind of hit the ground running, so to speak. So it wasn't really nerve-wracking until after it was over. That first day.
Now, I will say fans are rooting for Ted and Nicole. We are literally like, y'all, come on, get it. Let them back in the house. Nicole,
right.
Welcome him back with some good old Febreze and just let him back in.
Right. She ain't doing it.
Soap fashion. It can't be that easy. And it can't be that quick.
Yeah.
We got years. We got years to play this out.
Oh yeah, and the way Nicole is going, Nicole is like, baby, you're not getting back in this house. In fact, here go these papers, and I'm gonna move on. You go ahead and be with that little Dana Leslie if you want to.
Yeah, Nicole ain't with it, boy. She holds a grudge. I tell you.
Now, Daphnee. Now, Nicole, when we were first introduced to her, was the one who had it together. She was very cool, calm, and collected. She was the most logical one. She was kind of the one that was more level-headed,
grounded.
Yes. Post the betrayal, I think there was a shift in Nicole. How did you recognize that shift, and how do you see that shift in Nicole?
Oh, good question. I feel like, and I said this a lot at the beginning. I wanted the Danny role, right? Because she just was wild and crazy. And who doesn't want to play those parts, right? They're just so much fun. And Nicole was safe and grounded and level-headed, and I was like, oh, this is kind of boring, but quickly, I mean, it really didn't take that long. It was, within the first 24 scripts, I was like, oh, okay, now, and 24 is literally 2 weeks. Well, like we're in and out, and I was like, okay, she's gonna start having, or Daphne's gonna start having some fun with this character. Because the roller coaster ride starts, so it's as an actor who gets to play, it's so much fun to not be safe. So every time I get those opportunities, in these episodes, I thrive. I like it. It's so much fun, and I really do try to find all those tiny little nuances to make it even more fun. For the audience watching and me as an actor performing.
Yeah. I mean, we are enjoying the shift in Nicole, because she's like, my favorite was when you confronted Bill, and it was basically like, you used to be the fixer, but now I'm the fixer. I was like, oh, okay, come on through, Nicole. She said, baby, we don't need your services anymore. Right. I got this.
It's like, she's a product of these two amazing people, right? Like, what else did you expect from both of their daughters, right? There has to be, all the onion peels, right? If they're peeling, she can't be the only safe one. So.
Yeah. Now, Keith, I will say that fans are waiting for Ted's Dwayne Wayne from A Different World moment, where he knocks on the door and say, baby, please. How do you feel like this is Keith I'm talking to, giving advice to Ted?
Yep.
Do you think that Ted can be forgiven for what he has done to Nicole?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think the life that he built for them after the crime, when he was a young man still filling his oats, and the last stage of puberty and figuring out his physicality, he made a mistake. But he cleaned that mistake up with a wonderful life. He's a plastic surgeon. He's a great dad. And Nicole need to cut that man some slack, but he's making some efforts.
I don't hear great husband.
Great husband. Oh, well, I was hoping you would chime in. Nicole. See, they hold their brother feet to the fire until I don't know, trying to burn his feet off or stuff. I don't know. But he's making efforts. He wrote her a song, even. He's doing all kind of stuff to try to get her back. So, like you say, like Daphnee said, it's in real time so that we can drag the storyline out as long as you guys are eating it, feeding on it. But Keith, personally, he should have been forgave her. She should have been forgave him at least 3 months ago. But that ain't how it goes, people.
I have to say the fans have been like, okay, come on, y'all. At what point are we just gonna be like, that was the past, and just at least just have a conversation? Like go to Orphy Jeans, and have a good meal, and just talk about it.
Isn't that what we were about to do when I choked out Leslie?
You did choke out. You did choke out Leslie.
Yep. See, so it's not necessarily our fault. She keeps chiming in and ruining things. So have a conversation.
She is a little relentless. She is relentless. But I mean, Ted has found a new way to say I'm sorry every day for the last 3 months. He just has a new creative way of doing it. But it's never accepted. Never accepted.
One day we praying that it's going to be accepted.
God willing.
Well, I'm not the only person that has questions for you all. We do have some diehard fans of Beyond the Gates who want to pop on and ask you a question. And we're going to start first with Allie, all the way from Oklahoma City, with her question. Allie, how you doing?
Hi, Allie.
Good. How are you?
Doing great. What's your question
Allie.
for Daphnee?
Hi. So I always show up with the deep question, so I'm going to give that to you. Okay, so my question is, what is the hardest part about leaving Ted and Nicole behind after filming for so many hours and so many days? And is it something specific you have to do to make sure you leave work behind to where you return back to yourself as Daphnee and as Keith?
Well, I will tell you. So say like that whole anniversary party, debacle and me having him leave the house. I lived in that for over a week because it's really hard, right? Like I leave work, go straight home, memorize my lines, or really hone in on my lines for the next day. And we had one break out of sequence. It was Kat's birthday party. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like one day where I'm just not just living in the right? Because I had like a migraine the whole week because you're living in this emotional state. And we know soaps, because somebody said to me the other day, like, well, can you just like be happy for like a good length of time? I'm like, that's not how it works. Not in soaps, right? You need the drama. It's the up and the down. It's Friday is the cliffhanger, and Monday's the resolution. And so it's sometimes easy to, leave your characters behind, and sometimes it's really difficult.
Yeah. Keith, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. It really depends on the material. Like you say, if you're having to live in an emotional state like that, it is a little bit tougher to unwind. But for Ted, so far, I've had a couple moments like that. I haven't had to live in it as long as Daphnee has with Nicole, but I think I get back to myself fairly quickly. Life is beckoning right outside the gates as soon as we wrap Beyond the Gates. So that kind of helps me get back into my my normal flow. And I think Ted and I have some similarities. We're both family guys. We both love our significant others and our families. And he's a plastic surgeon. He maybe have a little more education than me, but we're not too far off from each other. I don't have any love childs out that are floating around 20 years ago. Though. That's the only difference, really.
Good, because I was like,
I don't think.
He ain't got none, y'all.
I ain't got none. People looking at me like I'm crazy right now.
They writing about like, what is he okay?
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Thank you, Allie, for your question. That was a really good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you, Allie.
Yeah, because I can only imagine that like when you are invested in these roles, that like sometimes it takes a moment to just kind of shake it all off, because you know, as you said, soaps has such its ups and downs, and sometimes you yourself are just drained. You're like, why am I so tired? And it's because I'm going through these emotions with this person to like bring it out.
That was one thing that I noticed when I first, still now though, but when I first started, when I got home, I would just collapse on the couch because you're so mentally focused on the words, on the scenes, on the marks. You don't realize how much energy you're putting forth, and then when you come away from it, you're like drained. So that was I was like, man, I feel like I worked out all day.
Right.
Well, like I keep saying, y'all we see that you're giving it your all. So thank you for draining yourselves and being able to recharge, to come back and do it another day.
For sure.
We have one more question from Chels over in St. Louis.
Hi.
Doing,
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Good. How you doing?
Doing great. Great to meet y'all. I've been watching soaps since I was basically a fetus, including Passions and One Life to Live. So big fan.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So my question is, if you could bring any of your old soap co-stars on to Beyond the Gates, who would you want to bring over to play with? Have some fun in Fairmount Crest.
Well, for me, I mean, honestly, everybody I've worked with has been amazing. Cassie DePalva, love
I love her.
And I'm gonna feel terrible that I cannot think of her non-stage name, Dorian Lord.
Yes, she's fun.
Oh my God. Can you imagine her and Danny in a room together, or her and Anita? Oh my goodness. And of course, I mean, Susan Lucci, hello. She belongs in Paramount Crest if she wants to, come back to soaps.
The queen. The queen of soaps.
The queen, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Awesome.
I love that. Love all those. Bring Robin Strasser over. I just remembered her name.
Rob, thank you. Robin, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chels, for your question. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
See, we don't mind a crossover because we just saw that with Brighton James, that he came in, and I was like, I feel like soaps should do this more often. They should, every now and then let people come in and play for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. So before we wrap things up, I do want to play just a quick game with you all. It's going to be a fun one. I feel like both of you can give some great advice.
Let's do it.
We are going to have a quick little therapy session. All right, I'm going to put up some of the wonderful characters of Fairmount Crest, and based on their storylines, I would like for you, Daphnee and Keith, to give them just some good old-fashioned advice, because I think some of these people need it. So let's start with our wonderful couple here, Martin and Schmitty, because they have been going through it with recently just finding out everything that happened 2 years ago, keeping it from Schmitty, and the household is just a little broken. But if you could give them some advice, what would you tell them?
Oh, and is this Daphnee or Nicole?
This is you, Daphnee, and,
all right,
and
Daphnee.
Keith.
First of all, I just want to say, like, how beautiful is our cast? Like, how beautiful is our cast? Just looking at they're just so handsome.
If I say so myself.
Right. My advice to Smitty and Martin. I mean, I would definitely say I definitely understand feeling like, that it was some serious stuff he went through and he didn't share with his partner. I think, to keep a marriage healthy and the longevity of a marriage, there needs to be honesty no matter what. And if it can't sustain whatever you're going through, as long as you try really hard, go to therapy, right? Therapy is a good one for everybody. I'm a big advocate on that.
Yeah.
I think they're a solid couple, and if they do the work to stay together, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Keith, how about you?
I would say, son, you do as I say, not as I do. And whatever I did, you do the opposite. You go the other direction, okay? Let me be an example of what not to do. Go with God. That's it. Real simple. Cut and
Isn't
dry.
that always the best advice that our parents gave us? Is like, this can be a foundation,
Right.
but also learn what you shouldn't do based on
Right.
what I did.
You see what I did? Exactly. Exactly.
Right. Next up, let's give advice to our fashionista, businesswoman, detective at heart, Miss. Hold on, technology. Hold on, but we have Kat. What advice would you give to Kat if you could?
Kat's got to let it go. She really does.
Yeah.
She holds on to anger more than her mother does. That's for sure. I think, she's holding on to the reins a little too tight. I think she needs to loosen up a little bit in all of her relationships. As strong as her relationship is with her mother, they still have friction, which makes for good TV. But she's got to let it go a little bit, loosen up.
Yeah. Keith, how about you?
Yeah. I think she'd come down on her high horse. So I think Ted should send her on a mission to somewhere else where there's not she is. Let her live there for about 6 weeks. No cell phone, no bags, nothing. And let her see how good she has it. So when she comes back, she'll be more loving towards those outside of the family who just arrived into the family.
Right.
Of course, with Nicole's approval. Can we send her away for a month to a mission?
I'm fine with that. We could do that.
Yeah.
She's cool with it. All right. I don't think Kat will be cool with it, but this is the problem.
You may send her away, but Kat gonna come right back, and she's gonna walk in that living room and be like, "What were y'all doing? What
just like that?
Just
like that. Just like that.
Just like that. What advice would you have for Eva, who I think a lot of the fans have such a soft spot for Eva? I think we understand that in the beginning, her mother kind of led her on this journey of lies, and I think she recognized that, and she's trying her best to just kind of rectify the situation and keep everyone at bay. But if you all could give her some advice, what advice would you give her?
Ooh, do you want to go first, Keith?
Yeah, I think I would tell her to continue to be it's okay to be herself, and just because she may not have grown up with a silver spoon in her mouth, it doesn't make her any less important or of less value than her half siblings or those around us. And she has just as much of a light as everybody else, even with a crazy ass mama.
I would pretty much say
who I'm talking about.
My sentiments exact. I feel like she is doing a pretty great job of trying to find herself in this new environment while still loving and wanting to honor her mother, no matter how crazy her mother is, versus, just writing her off like I would think most people do. But, this is absolutely one of my favorite characters to watch. She plays this role so beautifully.
She does.
And she's just navigating all of the relationships just awesomely. Like even, you know, that tension with her and Kat. Yeah. So
yeah, they go tit for tat like
They
real
go
sisters do.
at it. They go at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's fun to watch.
yeah.
Well, speaking of Eva's mom,
Advice?
Miss
Advice?
But I love that that's the picture that you picked.
I feel like this is the essence of Miss Dana Leslie.
It is.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like the therapy session has taken a turn where I should be like, what would you want to say to her?
I mean, I don't know if there's much to say to, you know, somebody like Leslie. I think it's in one ear and out the other, right? She lives in her own world. I think people have been giving her all the right advice her entire life, and it just doesn't sink in because she has her own agenda and she delulu, you know.
Yeah. I think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think she should go on an ayahuasca retreat and really, really get to the core of the trauma that's making her be the way that she is. I think if she can get outside of her brain, beyond therapy, then maybe, just maybe, we can see some light in her. There's hope, maybe. But ayahuasca is the only way.
All right, and one more, and I couldn't let these two go. But what advice would you give to Ted and Nicole?
You know what?
I know what I said.
I know. Well, I'm going to go first on this one. Ted definitely, in my opinion, in Daphne's opinion, and I know a lot of fans because I've seen some of the boards. He has not worked hard enough. He has not. He might love his family, but he has not worked hard enough to get her back. He has done more work to build a relationship with his daughter, which he should absolutely. But that same attention should be in trying to win his wife back. Those flowers, a card. What the hell is that? What?
I mean, that was it. But I mean, he's doing better now, though. But yeah, the flowers and card was a little shallow. But he thought after being with a woman for 20 years and provided the stability and the manliness that a little flowers and card Nicole would give Ted a little grace. So he does need to up the ante because you're standing down. You are holding the gate. You ain't letting them in. So
right.
But advice though, I would just say, Nicole, don't mess around and miss out on this chocolate because it can float away. It can go away from you now. You can look and it can be gone. Okay.
I don't know.
Because Ted is sought after.
Nicole is seeking out some other chocolate at the moment, so you might want to. You might need to step your game up a little bit.
But that dog chocolate.
Now we want to,
they always come home
before.
When the chickens come home to roost. Let's hope you got a spot. When the musical chairs stop, let's hope you got a place to sit down.
Oh my God. Thank you guys for that therapy session. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Before we wrap things up really quick, I know outside of the gates, Keith, you got some stuff coming up, some music that's coming out, and
yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, speaking of Ted trying to get Nicole back, he wrote her a song. He's all over the radio. He's everywhere pleading his love back for Nicole in public. The song is called Forever Bae. Video, which features Ted and Nicole, will be out September the 15th. That's Monday.
It is.
And then September the 16th, the song. Yeah. And Daphnee looks super hot. I look pretty debonair. And the song is going to be featured on the show on September the 16th. Episode 130. So these are just small efforts towards rekindling and mending their love. But whether it works or not, the fans are going to be. I think they're going to really get behind Ted. Huh?
Who says she listens to the radio? I'm a podcast girl.
You know what? Probably the Duprees they're pretty. They live a different life, so they may not listen to the radio. Who knows? Maybe one of the delivery trucks.
Huh?
We'll see. We'll see. Again, though, don't miss out on this chocolate.
Well, I'm happy to hear that Ted is proclaiming his love for Nicole via song. So that is just one small brick towards being forgiven. So
this is true. This is true.
Yes. So y'all make sure y'all check out Forever Bay, coming at you September 15th. Is going to be featured on the show on September 16th. Y'all make sure y'all support.
Yes.
And show some love to Keith. And also the video girl, Miss Daphnee. She's going to be up in there. So y'all make sure y'all check that out.
She popped out. She popped out on us, people. She popped out. Ain't gonna lie, she popped out. New side of Nicole and Daphnee.
Oh my goodness!
I keep saying he resurrected my Video Vixen days, so it's a good one.
Video Vixen. Yeah.
I wanted to be a video vixen, but they won't let me. Like I wanted to be one of the BET Uncut girls, just back there, just.
Listen. The chocolate never goes out of still time.
I'm gonna put that on my to-do list for sure.
Right, exactly.
But I wanna thank you guys so much for joining me today. You both are so amazingly talented at what you do. We greatly appreciate you bringing Nicole and Ted to life. We are hoping, wishing, praying that Ted gets it together, so that he does not miss out on his chocolate. But we cannot wait. We cannot wait to see how everything unfolds, and we're just wishing the best for you guys. So thank you guys so much. This was such a joy to be able to talk to you all. And hopefully we'll do this again. Like as the story progresses, we got to come back and kiki some more about it.
I'd love to. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, you all. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. And Keith, get up out that sun because you sweating. He might have gave out. We lost him.
I'll say goodbye for him.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daphnee. So nice to meet
Tony.
you.
It was such a pleasure.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another wonderful episode of More Please. You can check out Beyond the Gates on CBS Monday through Friday and the next day on Paramount Plus. We will be back once again with some of your favorites from Beyond the Gates right here on More Please. Have a wonderful day, everybody.